Good morning. Today is Takeaway Tuesday with Northern Stamper. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Tina Kavirgich, and I am located in Ontario in a small town called Ajax, just east of Toronto. I'm so glad that you're able to join me. And today we are going to be doing heat embossing. Woohoo! Got my little heat tool here. And I wanted to show you a trick. So I have this metal cup here, and I keep my heat tool in it because just in case the tip gets hot, at least I can put it in and it won't have any problems, won't melt the cup, and it's a great place to stay, and it stands right up by itself. So I just wanted to kind of show you that I used a metal cup to keep my little heat tool in. Anyways, good morning. I'm glad you're able to join me. So today is November the 1st, and we are into heat embossing today. I'm going to try and teach you some ideas about heat embossing, so it's going to be lots and lots of fun. So as I said, I'm a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you do not have a demonstrator and you would like a book or a catalog, let me know. I'd be happy to send one out, or if you're interested in purchasing any of the items that you see here, let me know and I will help you make the most of your money. Also, now starting as of November 1st, you can purchase the Fitting Florets stamp set. There's this one here, and it comes with the dies to cut out all these great flowers. It is a fantastic set. I've been using this. I made some great cards with this. I love this. And right now there's Framed and Festive. These are a great Christmas stamp set that you can get, just all sentiments and lovely, lovely designs and everything. So I just wanted to let you know those are now out, and just to let you know. Anyways, what a dreary day it is today. It's the best day to be inside, to stay inside. It is really overcast and it looks like it's going to rain. I don't know about where you are, but that's what it sure looks like for me. So if you have any questions, comment below. I'd be happy to get into them. So from your packages today, if you did order a package with me today, what you're going to need to get is the beautiful Pool Party card base. And we're going to score that just in half there, just in the middle. Okay, so you're going to put it in half, score it, or just fold it and make a simple card base. You will also notice that there is a piece of basic white that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And if you place it on top, you will notice it is slightly smaller for a nice little frame. You're going to need that. There is a piece of silver foil you're going to want to get out, and a couple of scrap pieces of paper if you have them around or if they are in the package. Okay, so you need that. And then there's this beautiful white ribbon. If you don't have white ribbon, just grab whatever you got. Anything will work. So that's what you're going to need for your packages, all right? Now, because we are doing heat embossing, you are going to need some basic tools for heat embossing, and one of the most important things is called a Versamark ink. So you need to have the Versamark ink. It's kind of sticky, so you're going to need to get that. So make sure you have that. You know, also your heat tool. You got to get your heat tool. All right. Okay. You also need to have some powder, okay? So you need some heat embossing powder. Now today you can use either white or clear, whatever you have. So I'm going to be using white, and I have my embossing buddy to wipe off the static and everything like that. And I'm going to be using, let me just get this, is a little kind of tray to put my powder in. Now this tray comes with this little brush so you can brush some of the powder off, and it also comes with some little reverse tweezers and an embossing buddy. So this is a little kit that you can pick up. And so you're going to need that. And there's just one more thing that you're going to need. This is a whole bunch of stuff that we got today. It's quite a bit. Just for today, we are using our blending brushes. Okay, so I got like one for every color family there. Like, love that. So you're going to need your blending brushes. Okay. Oh, that's a very, very long list of things to have. Oh, I'm so glad that you're joining me. Oh, look, there's people from Montana and Saskatchewan. Oh, and my friends from just around the corner. Thank you, Liz. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to learn some heat embossing, okay? So, the stamp set I'm going to be using now, apparently I'll need more space here. I'm using the Joyful Flurry that we used from last month and the dies that go with that. You can use whatever you have, but I'm going to use the snowflakes. I thought this would be really nice with the design that we're making. Now, by all means, you can always just watch the video and then make your cards after. Don't forget to post them. I'd love to see what you come up with. So give me a thumbs up, and I'm going to put you up on the camera mount. Going to give me a second because I've got so much stuff here on my desk and I don't want to like knock anything around too much. All right, give me a thumbs up. Are you ready to roll? Okay, I'll try and make this not so painful as you go. There we go. See, I'm trying to get better at this. All right. Okay, we're getting there. Whoops. As I mentioned, my name is Tina Kavergich. If you ever need to get in touch with me, please drop me an email or even just say hi at northernstamper@gmail.com. If you have any comments or questions, or you just want to let me know how you're doing, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so we got that all down. All right, so let's get started. I am very excited. It is a very exciting day today. So it may be a little longer than our normal half hour, but so just bear with me. So we got all our pieces here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do these scraps first. So I'm going to grab them, put the rest off to the side. The reason I have the scraps is because with the dies, what I'm going to do is I am taking the largest snowflake here. I'm going to stamp it in Pool Party or maybe Balmy Blue onto the white piece of scrap and cut it out. I am also going to cut out the matching snowflake in the silver. So we've got a few steps here, and this one here is for the sentiment. So let's get these three started. Okay, so I'm going to get my large snowflake and I'm going to put it on block number D. Okay, yeah, block number D. Now, I like this block because it's a good size. It fits a lot of the stamps. So if you're starting out, a block number D is a really good to begin with. Or number C. I know that drives my friend crazy when I say block. It's letter number D. Okay, so I've got my Balmy Blue. I've got some Balmy Blue ink here. And I'm going to stamp my snowflake on a scrap piece of paper. Okay, so there it is. It looks really nice. Great. And I'm going to do a sentiment in that same color. And I'm going to choose one that has a nice long sentiment. 'Tis the season. Okay, and let's get another block on. And in the same color of Balmy Blue, we're going to stamp our sentiment. Okay, I'm just going to stamp that in the middle. Oh, look, I wiggled a little bit too much. You can't see, but I wiggled a little bit too much and it's a little bit over. So I'm going to stamp again. Don't forget straight up and down. There we go. That happens. That's why there's two sides to a piece of paper. And there's a whole box full of scrap paper that I have. Now I'm going to cut these guys out. So from the die set, or you can use whatever you want, I'm going to cut these guys out with this and this long die. Now I need to get my Stamp Emboss machine, and I got the little guy right here. So we're going to run him through. Okay. And we've got our plates. I'm just going to pop him on here. And because they are two little two different dies, I'm going to just make sure that they fit through, see if I can get them out at the same time. Okay, going to pop that one in there, make sure it doesn't move. There we go. Put the one, oh, it moved. The little rascal. Okay, got that on top. Let's try it again. Oh, it moved again. Oh, you little rascal. Okay. Okay, there we go. Gotcha. And we're going to move him through. Okay, Snowflake didn't move, so he's good. So I'm cutting the two basic whites out. Okay, look at that. Looking great. What I need is this die again, and I'm going to be cutting it from the silver. Okay, the silver foil is going to be just cut straight out. I'm not stamping that, I'm just running it through. Okay, and we're going to run it through the other way. One thing about foil is it picks up whatever images are on the plate, so be careful. So I don't know if you could tell, but there's a little bit of stuff it picked up from this. So if you are using it not for a background, say, and it's in the foreground, make sure you use a clean plate so it doesn't mark up your foil. Okay? Just a little tip. So we got our pieces here. Oh, Cynthia, yes, you could definitely watch this later. This video won't be going anywhere. Okay. All right. It will also be found on my YouTube channel, so in case you need to find it there. All right. So I have my sentiment. There we go. Looks great. Oh, look at that. We're getting at a. I'm so excited. My placemat's getting away. All right. And I got my pieces. You're lovely. Gonna put them off to the side. Okay. And the next piece that we're going to get is the piece of basic white. Now this is where the heat embossing comes in. I don't want this to move around, so I'm just going to tape it down. So this is where the heat embossing comes in. Because I'm going to be using this large image of the snowflake that I stamped with, I have to make sure all of the blue ink is cleaned off. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Scrub. Now it's like a little, kind of like a cloth on the inside with little fingers, and I'm spraying it with Stampin' Mist. All right, so you can see it's black. One side is sprayed, so it's white. So you can see I got a little bit on there, and that's the wet side. See, there we go, cleaning it in. And all those little pieces get in between on the stamp, so it cleans it really well. And the other side, I'm drying it. So I love my Stampin' Scrub. One of the best tools next to the trimmer that I have, okay? Love this Stampin' Scrub. So we have cleaned that one stamp. So I got the one large, and I'm going to be using a couple of the other snowflakes, and I really like this one and the small one, so I'm going to put them on a block. So let's get those out. And I got a few different snowflakes to add some design. Okay, so I'll put those on a block. See, there we go. We got them on the block, right? Now, get that out of the way. We're going to bring in our piece of white cardstock. Yes, sure, it is kind of like a car wash. Yeah, that is. Oh, that's a great way to describe it. What I need to do is use my Versamark as opposed to any other ink pad, because it's a little sticky. It is going to hold the powder that I have. Okay, so there's the powder, the white powder. It's going to hold that, so that's why it is sticky. I'm going to take my Versamark, and before I do that, just in case there's any static or any dust, I'm taking my embossing buddy and I'm going to clean my little sheet. Okay, just kind of rub that on there. Now, the oils from your finger will also transfer, kind of like the Versamark, so be careful that you don't touch the paper too much with your finger. All right. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm taking my stamp and I'm going to give a good patting with the Versamark. And I can see it's kind of sticky. You can't quite tell, but it's a little wet there as I move it around. Okay. And all I'm going to do is you can't see it, and I'm going to take another one. I'll do another one down here. You can barely see it. It's a white and sticky. Can you see it? It kind of shimmers just a little bit. Trust me, it's there. I'm going to actually get a different Versamark. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next stamp, the next largest. So I'm going from large to small, and I'm going to be stamping with the Versamark a couple of more images. Okay. And I'll do it. It's kind of going off the paper. So I did the large ones. I can kind of see them. Now I'm moving into the smaller ones, right? So you can barely see it. I think as I move this around, you can kind of see where they are. And the smallest ones, I'm going to place right in the middle. Okay? Are you with me? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. So that paper is sticky at the moment with Versamark. Okay, I'm going to close these up because I don't want to stick my fingers, my elbows, or my toes in it, just in case. All right, so now this is sticky. What I want to do now is get my powder. Okay, I've got my, I'm just going to be using white powder. As I said, you can use clear. And I'm going to, where there is no Versamark, I'm going to use my little reverse tweezers and hold it. So I'm got to make sure that I'm not touching any of the sticky parts. Okay? I'm going to put it into my little bowl here. And this is just a little jar of white powder. And you're going to see I put quite a bit on. I can actually dump the whole thing on. Why not? Let's just dump the whole thing. Because what's really great about this is there is a little nozzle on the end that I can pour it back into the container. Now it's all on there, and what I'm going to do is kind of shake it around. All right, shake, shake, shake. Anybody know that song from the 70s? What was it? Shake. What's the song called? Shake your booty, or no, shake your groove thing, or. As I move it around, the powder will stick to wherever the sticky Versamark is. Okay? And so it's on there. I'm going to give it a couple of little taps to get off, right? There's a couple of spots here and there that it is, oh, look, that's where the sticky part of, where the reverse tweezers, I'm going to take my little brush and brush that off because I do not want that to be on my card. So I'm just going to brush that off a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it over, give it a little flick. Okay. I don't know if you can see, but there is the powder. Oh, there we go. You can see. There is the powder on the paper. Now, another tip. Move this out of the way of your heat embossing. So when you're ready to heat the paper, move this a big pile out of the way so that you don't melt your powder. Oh, okay, so we've got that on there. Okay, we're getting my heat tool, and I do apologize ahead of time for the noise. Okay, so turn your volume down. I won't be talking really through the heat embossing, but what I'm going to do is, first of all, the trick with the heat embossing, turn on your heat tool and let it run for about maybe 30 to 60 seconds. And then you're going to kind of start from the bottom, heating up the paper, going along on the top. And what you want to do is you want to keep your heat tool moving, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to notice that this powder, it goes from kind of like this dull color to very, very shiny, and that's what you're looking for. You want to see this powder all change to nice and shiny, okay? So tip, heat your tool first, kind of do it from warm the bottom of the paper, go on to the top. Keep your heat tool moving. That's the big trick, okay? Don't leave it in one spot because it will burn the paper. And what happens is once the powder becomes at a certain temperature, I think it's 600 degrees or something, it starts to melt and then harden. So give me a thumbs up if you're ready, okay? Turn down your volume and give me a thumbs up, okay? Here we go. All right, there we go. It is, you'll notice that the paper is kind of turned, so that's why we heat the bottom a little bit. So it's a little bold, but that's okay. What I'm looking for now is to see if I missed anything. So I'm going to kind of do a little inspection there. I think there's a little bit there and there's a little bit there. It doesn't look very shiny, so I'm going to hit it again with the heat tool. All right, there we go. It is all heat embossed now. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see. There we go. So it's no longer powdery, but you can tell that it's kind of white on white. It's a little hard, but you can see. Oh, there we go. You can see that it is kind of shiny now. All right. So what we're going to do now is I've got my different color inks. I have my Pale Papaya, Pool Party, and Balmy Blue. Now I'm going to be using my blending brushes, and I'm going to be coloring on top of this. Now that's one of a really, really cool design. It's called Heat Emboss Resist. So let's do a little bit of that. So I'm going to start actually with the Pool Party, and I'm going to grab my blending brush. This is one of my favorite things to do. Has anybody got their blending brushes? So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of blend off, sorry, there's a bit of powder here, on the paper, and I'm just going to go across, right across the stuff that I heat embossed. Add a little bit of color, okay? You can't quite tell because the blending brushes are very, very subtle, okay? I'm kind of shaking the table. It's like a little earthquake, but bear with me. So I'm going across, And I'm going to do it kind of like in little stripes. So a little V shape here. Whoop. Doing my little blending brush here. You can barely see it. Okay. If you want it darker, just go along with the blending brush again. Just over top that color. The Pool Party I find is a very light color, so, okay. So I kind of got the little V shape there. So I got a little V shape of Pool Party. I'm going to move into the Balmy Blue, and I'm going to do that again, not on top of the Pool Party, but kind of beside it. So I'm going to use a different color brush. That's my blue brush. Okay. Test it out on the side here, and I'm going to kind of go beside that Balmy Blue. Okay. There we go. A little bit on that side. Let's get a little bit on the inside here. Bring that in into that little V. All right. So I've kind of got the two colors, and the last color I'm going to do, I just picked Pale Papaya because I wanted to give a bit of a, not all blue kind of shade, but I wanted to highlight a little bit on a different color. Okay, so I got the Pale Papaya. You can use any color you want. All right, and I'm going to go across in some of the area where I didn't go before. And I'm going to kind of blend it in a little bit. There we go. So it looks like little spotlights more like. Okay, if you wanted it to add a little bit more color in one spot or another, just go back over with the blending brush. So now I have the three colors. Looking fantastic. What a great color combination. Really, I love it a lot. So blending brush is one of my favorite. What I want to do now, because there may be some ink on that white heat embossing that I done, I'm going to get a little tissue, and I'm just going to wipe it away from the snowflakes. So it's going to stay on the cardstock, but I'm just wiping it away from the snowflakes. And I don't know if we can see that. There we go. Looking great. I love this look. So this is really fantastic. Now, even though this is white on white, it's really cool. Now you can heat emboss with any other Stampin' Up! Color that you have, and I will show you how to do that in a week or two from now. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to finish up this card. We're going to get our ribbon, and I'm just going to measure it and have it go across. Okay. And I'm going to tape that down. I'm going to put a little bit of ribbon on the edge here. I like this ribbon because it's kind of sparkly. Gives the image of snowflakes to me. That's what it reminds me of. This is actually one of my favorite ribbons that Stampin' Up! Has come out with. It. You can do so much with it. You can color it. It's great all the time, all year round. Okay? So I have this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of figure out where I'm going to lay my pieces. Okay? Now, we need to put our snowflake together. So let's get a dimensional. Holy cow, this dimensional is one giant dimension. This was that's pretty funny. I got dimensionals and it's like one big giant piece. Holy cow. That's funny. Oh, small things make me laugh. All right, gonna put some dimensionals on the back of that snowflake, and I'm gonna offset it so I can see the silver. There we go, kind of behind it. So where are we gonna place this? All right, kind of go like that. Hey, that looks really good. I guess I could do that. That would look nice too, but this way you can kind of see more of the snowflake. I think I'm gonna do that. I really like that. I have a little bit of this ribbon left over, and what I'm going to do is cut it, place it behind the snowflake. Okay, I'm just going to take that down Should I use both? Why not? Why not? Don't want to waste it. So let's use both pieces. Pop it on behind. And so I'm going to see roughly where I'm going to place it. I like that. I really like that. And I'm going to use dimensionals on the snowflake and the sentiment. Okay, pop that on there. Looking fantastic. Love this card. I'm just wondering what I'm going to do with that one giant dimensional. Holy cow. I could put my cat on dimensionals. Oh, wow. Anyways, that's kind of funny. That makes me laugh. All right, let's get this guy on. Offset it a little bit to the left. Get our card base. Let us glue this down. Now, I just did a little X, my Stampin' Seal Plus. We'll hold it nice and tight. And we place it together. If you really want, you can add some Wink of Stella. Now remember, dabbing, not brushing on some of this snowflake. All right, there we go. It's also sparkly. And do we want to add some embellishments? Okay, let's see what we got. I have my, oops, ended up in the powder. I'm just going to grab a couple of embellishments that I have. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, we got some that look like little diamonds. Just grab them out of here. Oh, I'm going to put it right in the middle. Okay, one. Oh, I think that's all it really needs. I'm just going to leave it as the one. So there we go. So that is it with the heat embossing. Okay, you can barely see the other snowflakes, but trust me, they look fantastic. There we go. I hope you give the heat embossing a try. Don't be hesitant on it. It has a really great design. So, oh, there you go. Now you can really see the heat embossing. Okay. Try it with the blending brushes, the heat resist, you know, where you put the same color on and then use your blending brushes and wiping it off. Okay, so hopefully that has given you some ideas. If you have any questions, northernstamper@gmail.com. If you would like a catalog, if you have some questions, if you just want to chat or you want to craft together, let me know. Don't forget to join me next week when I'm going to teach you a different version of using heat embossing on a card. Okay, so this was oh, Gail, thank you very much. So there we go. I guess yeah, I guess I got the foam adhesive sheet, huh? So take a look. And I'd love to see how your card turns out, especially with the idea that you choose for your stamp set. Don't forget to say hi, and I will see you next time on Takeaway Tuesday. Don't forget to follow me and like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day.